What's up, guys? Robert Opto Bodies. Now, this one is for people that struggle with the hunger side of diet. So that is mainly why people sack diets off, or they cheat and binge and they break, however you want to call it. And it's because of the hunger side of it. And for many, many years, I've always thought, well, say you have a lot of clients that are like really morbidly obese, they might be 20 plus stone. That's just how it is. And I think, well, you've got all this energy, this stored body fat around you. Surely you can't be starving. And they say they're starving, and then I used to sort of think like, yeah, you just man it out. It's not that bad, it can't be. But when I've looked into it, there's actually some good science backing up what they're saying. So what is happening is, gradually, as somebody gets bigger, fatter and fatter, so say like you've got your fat cells, millions, whatever, in your body, they're all tiny little balloons, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger until it might pop. So what happens is, as the fat cell inflates, it gets more and more inflated, that balloon gets blown up, people have the ability to sprout new baby fat cells to allow them to keep getting fatter and fatter, and somewhere to store that energy. The body just thinks, great, more empty calories, yep, we'll just save them for a rainy day, which the rainy day never comes, but that's a different story. So what happens then is, say somebody's got up to about 20 stone, they've sprouted all these new fat cells, all these empty balloons are getting fuller and fuller again. Fat cells, a full fat cell is a happy fat cell. It secretes the hormone leptin. It's a satiety hormone that tells your brain, we've got loads of fuel on board. So it's like a fuel gauge in your car. It's nowhere near the red. You've got a full tank. Tells the brain, oh, we don't need to be hungry. We've got full fat cells. So then what happens when somebody starts a diet? All these balloons slowly get deflated. So basically, somebody who's got too overweight has got more balloons. So if you see it as that, then you'll understand this satiety hunger sort of phenomenon. So what happens is, they've got loads of these empty fat cells, they've got loads of these balloons, these fat cells, and as they slowly start to empty, they're not very happy. So they don't secrete as much leptin, which tells the brain, it's satiety hormone. So you've got like, you're left with these empty fat cells, but you've got loads of them. So you can actually be starving, you can actually feel hungry, even though you've got plenty of energy around you. Whereas you compare that to like an average sort of already leanish person, they haven't sprouted loads of new baby fat cells and loads of balloons. Just the current ones, the ones that they were born with, they've gradually just gone down a little bit as they've got leaner. So they're not secreting as much leptin, but you're not left with all these empty balloons that are really unhappy and making you hungry. So what's the moral of the story? What can we learn from this? For me, in all honesty, I can learn that my heavier clients are not lying when they say they're hungry or starving, but there is a way around it. The first is obvious, but a lot of people have gone past that, is do not let yourself get too heavy. Say like you're a bulking bodybuilder, or even just an average person. Knowing this information means knowing that you're not going to want to keep getting heavy and heavy for the rest of your life. So nip it in the bud as fast as possible, because the longer, every year that goes by and you put another stone on, when you decide to diet, say like you put 2 stone on and diet from there, you're going to be a little bit hungry when you start dieting. Say you wait 2 or 3 years and you put 4 or 5 stone on, only losing a stone, you're left with you've got all these empty fat cells, these new balloons that you've had to grow to fit the energy in. You're going to be hungrier at a heavier weight, and it's just going to get harder and harder. So do not let yourself climb up there. But if you're already there, what can we do about it? So let's say you've gone too far, you're obese, overweight, or whatever. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, if you can avoid that stage 1, that is brilliant, because you're not going to run into this problem. But let's say you have, and you've been putting a stone on every couple of years for decades, then what can we do? So research is showing it takes about 9 years for these empty fat cells, these deflated balloons, to actually be reabsorbed, like die off, be reabsorbed, leave the body and not be a problem anymore. So the answer is, you need to get lean. You might need to white knuckle it a bit and suffer a little bit to get down to your ideal body fat. But once you're there, if you can keep it there for the rest of your life, basically, after about 9 years, those will die off and you'll slowly not be as starving. It might sound like a big task and a big ask, but you should be stepping into a new healthy lifestyle and diet knowing it's going to be for life. So if you know it's going to be life, you don't have to worry about thinking, oh, well, How long are these empty fat cells going to hang around? Yes, it's looking about a decade of being in shape, which, let's be honest, a lot of us have been out of shape for more than a decade. So if you can set that long-term life goal, you're onto a winner. And the third thing that's going to give you the best bang for your buck and the best ability to combat being lean and having all these empty fat cells around for a long period of time, best part of a decade, is to be on the most satiating diet on the planet. And this is what I try teach my clients, and why I have so much success with clients, because a lot of them have got overweight, that they've gone too far, they're going to have these empty fat cells. That's fine. Okay? A lot of them I need to get psychologically in the right mindset that they're going to do this for life. Tick, that's done as well. That's two things. So the third thing is the satiety, and that is with your food choices. Okay? Not going to give too much away because I want to take on some clients, I'll be totally honest. So if you want to know the best way of doing this, if you think you've got overweight and you start a diet and you just fail all the time because you're starving straight away, you know the mechanism now, but we can really attack that with the right food choices and so many sort of little hidden nuggets and the secrets, if you will. But I do put a lot of information out there for free, so if you go through my YouTube videos, you'll see what I recommend. But if you want somebody to work with along the way, online coaching, now hiring, summer shred, let's go.